Hey, everybody, welcome back to Voice Spark Live. I am, as always, your host, Nick, followed by Emily and Marilyn and Liam in Illinois. Tonight,
Hi.
hopefully, we will have Ben and Chris joining us if they can. And if not, we'll catch them next week or the week after. We're taking next week off as part of our 3 out of 4 week new format. So, Emily, you got any voice first news?
Yeah, so there was an article in voicebot.ai and about Alexa controlling the weight of Nordic Track's new dumbbells.
Ooh.
So I thought that was interesting. And
Whoa.
I'm conflicted whether it's a good use case or not.
Yeah, I think it's hokey.
I think it's an interesting idea, and I think it allows for more accessibility.
Mm-hmm.
But I do have adjustable dumbbells, and I think I would imagine it would take around the same amount of time to just twist the knob.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. You know what I was thinking? Well, the first thing comes to mind here whenever I look at this is, you know, uh, is that juice kind of worth the squeeze, right? So
Mm-hmm.
you, he's obviously saying set the weight to 10 pounds. Like if she misinterprets him or doesn't do it right, or if there's something that doesn't populate, now he's out of his groove. You know what I mean?
I set the weight to 10,000 pounds.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing that is cool is that you can have specific weights set for specific exercises. So if you say like set the weights for curls or something, bicep curls, it would set it at a specific.
Yeah, actually, I mean, because listen, I mean, we can sit here, and I wasn't around for, I don't know if you guys did a show when they really announced like the microwave, and I don't know if you guys thought that was hokey or whatever.
I liked it, but I didn't like what it was. So I mean,
I love that microwave. I own one, and it's really one of the best things I ever bought.
Well, I think it's great, but the problem is it's like really small.
It is small. I mean,
no, you need to just put it in everything, man. Like Whirlpool,
right.
Whirlpool low profile $500 microwave. It needs to be in there. Like that, like it shouldn't be like an Amazon created product.
Well, I kind of feel like they wanted to do more of that, and I don't know if it just didn't work out. Because remember, they did the smart oven, and then they discontinued the smart oven, and they really haven't done any of their appliances.
Yep.
So it makes you wonder if that just didn't pan out, which is really unfortunate because I mean, I know more and more, like you mentioned Whirlpool. I think like the washers and stuff are Alexa powered now. I would have to look into that, but I mean, a lot of this stuff is becoming more. Did we gain someone?
We have a visitor.
Yes, we did.
Chris.
Yeah.
All right. Chris, what's up?
Hey guys, I am so sorry.
No, that's quite all right.
Thanks for joining us.
We are just talking about the smart, the new A-Lady controlled weight system by Nordic
You got to call them smart dumbbells because that
smart
is the best
dumbbells.
Oxymoron ever.
What's your take on this, Chris? Do you think it's got any legs to just sit there and tell her, hey, set the dumbbells to 10 pounds?
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I could kind of see some. I don't know. So for me, like if I'm using dumbbells, I have like one set and I've never changed them out. So it's kind of like I do have all the weights, but I'm like, this is my like go-to. Okay. If I was like, hey, I'm working up to get to this level, this is where I want to be, then maybe because I'm going to upgrade here. Is there training parts with it? Like, okay, now they automatically.
It looks like the guy's doing something on the screen, but here's my question: is that screen attached to those dumbbells? Like, is that part of the apparatus? Do you get the full?
Oh no, I think it's attached to the bottom part. So.
Oh, well then I kind of
the dumbbells are like on their own. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's magic.
Oh, I knew someone would make that
A
joke. I
motorized weight
was too late. I was too late.
All right, I
Oh
think me
my
and Chris need
God.
to do our own show. I think we're already. Listen, I don't even know this guy. We're already on the same wavelength,
This is crazy. Think
This is
about-
Christmas Space Boats.
dude.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
How's it
Yeah.
going, man?
Fantastic. Yeah.
So listen to this real quick. $430 for the cradle
Whoa.
Yeah, that's it's a steep
for
buy.
the cradle.
Wow.
Right.
So you're gonna be dropping a K, just getting.
Oh,
this in there.
easily.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a hard pass just to have.
So
a
you're
set-
dropping
set some
just to pick
dumbbells.
up and drop, is what you're saying. I mean,
Exactly.
Wow, that's no, I'm not giving any credit for that one.
Yeah, that's a
I take
Yeah, I
back
just
every
don't
nice
know
thing
if
I
it would-
said.
There you go. I earned some credits. I got one.
To me,
Yeah,
it seems like a like just a nice thing to have, like a
Mhm.
luxury item at this point.
Yep.
However, it's kind of like when the Roombas came out. I remember when they came out in 2005. My ex, who was named Emily, no relation to this Emily, was like, Liam, I really want one of those. And I'm like, well, that's nice. You know how expensive they are? And like, it took a while, but now I've got one in my living room. So it's like, it's just one of those things where I think eventually you're going to see that become more accessible to the average Joe's pocketbook.
Yeah. I mean, as most exercise equipment becomes something else, another piece of furniture.
Yeah.
Right. Like, oh, this is also the clothes hanger.
Yeah. This treadmill makes a really good coat rack.
So what would this thing turn into?
That's what I was trying to figure out. I think a footstool, maybe, or
Footstool, a thing for kitty litter, like you would put maybe you take off the dumbbells. Maybe here's what happened. You need a new kitty litter box, so you bought just the cradle for $430.
yeah.
Filled that with kitty litter, and then you
Dude, there's
moved
a
on.
great meme going around, and
Yeah.
it's a picture of a rice cooker on a counter, and it says, always keep your rice cooker covered, and there's a black and white cat in the rice cooker using it as a litter box.
Yeah.
Emily, what do you think? You had a comment.
Oh, I was just gonna say I'm not sure it would affect my workout that much to the point where I would see value in it.
Yeah, I mean that's the other thing too, right? Like I got to put everything into perspective. Now, to give you a little background, I bought a Coleman hot tub as a gift for myself. It's a small little thing. It's got a heater, heats the water up, and it was like $550. And I think in the back of my
What?
mind, I'm like, okay, I need to use this thing 551 times to cut the total cost down to under $1. Like that's how my brain works.
Sure.
So whenever I look at something that's $430 and you don't get the weights with it, you just get the credit.
Right.
I think to
Right.
myself, like, how the hell can I use that in more ways than just putting weights to it?
Can I automate it? I mean, because to me that would be
It lifts the
really-
weights for you.
No, but like, okay, so like, can I work it into a workout where like I can automate whereas my workout's going, it adjusts. So like, you ever see the exercise bikes where as you pedal, of course the blind guy is describing this, which is great. As you pedal on the screen, it shows you like terrains and like imagery.
Mhm.
And so you can actually go like on trails and stuff. And as you're
Mm.
pedaling, it changes the resistance based on whether you're going on uphill or downhill or whatever.
Mhm.
Like, can we work that into something as well? Whereas my exercise is going on, these things are adjusting themselves, or do they not work in that way? Like,
I don't know. I don't know if
that's
they
the
work
big
that way.
question.
But I like the style.
Is there like a scenario where you could be like, I'm lifting a small goat and now it's a, like what's the, I mean,
Well, that's when we
treadmill
work it into
running
VR
through
where you
woods.
actually see the goat in front of you.
Well, no, I think okay. Now I don't know if there's a way to do this, but let's think scientifically about it, right? What if the machine was able to detect, your body was able to detect through heart rate and all the other markers that they have through these smart health devices, that you're picking up the dumbbell and it's easier now. So then
Right.
the dumbbell automatically compensates the next time you pick it up.
That's what
And-
I'm thinking too.
And she
Right.
comes on and she says, hey, listen, man, you've been doing 25s and it's getting too easy. We're going to 30. And then you could obviously override her. I mean, this isn't HAL now 9000 here, but you could do that. I think that would be cool. But
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This thing though, it's just going to have some guy on there telling you how Buffy is, and and hey, put another 60 on there.
Like the Bowflex.
Right.
Type
Yeah,
thing.
you got a Bowflex.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
Yeah.
so Liam, do you got any voice first news you want to share?
No, I don't have anything voice first. I mean, there's a small acquisition that Microsoft made this week, and that was kind of interesting. They spent a couple bucks picking up a couple small companies there. There was a cool thing about so it's not voice first, but I thought it was kind of neat because it's techie. And I'll keep it to like 30 seconds. So the Australian Open this year is going on. For those who don't know, I'm a closeted tennis fan. Love tennis. I don't know why, just do. But they are testing out something this year where they're doing a spatial audio overlay on the Australian Open radio channel. And it will actually do spatial audio for where the ball is on the court. It's got sounds for when the ball hits the ground. There's different beeps for whether the ball is hit with a forehand or backhand. And all of this is done in spatial audio. So I can actually tell where the ball actually is at all times, and it gives you a really good idea of where the players are moving, where the ball's going, if the ball's over the line, if it's near a line, if it's hit the net. Really cool technology. I don't know how it's being done, but it's really fascinating, and I've been geeking out over it all week. So there you go. That's all I got.
It's cool. It kind of takes out some of the sport of it, right? Like with baseball, they have the referees and referees,
Right?
It's
But
little
could you
umpires.
imagine,
Um,
so as somebody that's blind that listens to sports, right? Imagine being able to know where that basketball is.
Yeah.
Because if you've ever watched basketball on TV, they don't talk about the game.
Yeah.
But what if I could have like a bloop, 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 where the ball's moving, and as the ball is tossed up in the air, there are sounds to indicate that. We could do it. I mean, we can already do it in hockey because all the pucks are tracked.
Sure.
They've got sensors in them.
Now, didn't Nike design? This is probably about 10 years ago, but didn't they have a thing going on where they designed like soccer balls that had chips in them, like a football that had a chip in it, and then it would tell you how
football
fast
too,
you
yeah.
threw?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. Mhm.
that shit is cool. I like
Yeah.
that.
And I mean, they've like I said, they've got the puck tracking tech in NHL now that they're using for statistics and for betting, because why not? But all these sports now, all the the balls have stuff in them to get other statistics. So why can't we leverage that into audio?
Can you imagine the type of like shock absorbing would need to be in a puck?
Yeah, it would have to be like
Oh my gosh.
it would have to be some sort of like almost like a grain of rice.
Oh
Are
man.
you talking
Like
about like what they put in the
size.
puck?
It'd
Yeah.
have to be, yeah. I mean, like, because
Yeah.
when they hit a puck, I mean, that's a quite a
Well,
force.
yeah, but a puck is a solid vulcanized piece of rubber. I have a huge stack of them downstairs from. I'm a
Sure.
big Chicago Wolves fan, so I've collected them.
But the element itself would need room to breathe, right? It would have to have some sort of a way to communicate.
Not really.
outside
I would
of-
imagine it's sort of a low power thing. They probably put things around to track the signal.
Sure. Oh, sure. Close.
And-
Spy. Yeah.
Yeah, and pucks are a dime a dozen, so they just load these things up with these little sensors. I mean,
Sure.
pucks don't last. I mean, they end up going into the crowd. They end up getting
Yeah.
tossed out.
Sure.
Yep.
They just add it on. And I would assume that they probably just put sensors around the rink, and then it does sort of like a low power tracking the distance and stuff.
Sure. Yeah,
And
the
then they
coordinates
use all
and-
that data to track the speed of the puck, the acceleration, what direction it's going in. I'm assuming so,
Very cool.
Nice.
because I think they put the stuff on the players now too, to actually track the players' movements, like in their jerseys or whatever. There's like little chips or something.
Sure.
I don't know.
Good.
So, Chris, moving on to you. I actually got to meet Chris yesterday.
You
Yeah.
And
That's so awesome.
face to face,
Face to face.
handshake, and I loved it. It was awesome. It was a great time.
Yeah.
And we were both at the Voice of Gaming conference
And I was not
And,
invited, and I'm a little salty.
in Austin, Tennessee. Yes,
Oh,
Liam was
yeah.
not invited.
Wait, Austin, Tennessee, or Austin, Texas?
Austin, Texas. I'm getting everything
I
mixed
was gonna
up.
say, if you went to Austin,
Austin-
Tennessee, I'm glad I
Austin,
didn't go.
Tennessee. but bottom line is, we went there. There was a good crowd there. We hung out with Bradley Metrock. We hung out with some people from Marvel and some other people from some other different companies that were there. Ben Auckland from Cage, he was there. So yeah, it was good. Emily Bender, she was there, and we had a good time. What do you think, Chris? What was your experience like?
Yeah, I had so many cool takeaways from it. Talking to Emily Bender about her wealth voice, really cool idea, concept about getting like just a portfolio kind of online as part of your like even a flash briefing. It's like what's going on, even like hints about the market and things that you could do with it. Smart, it's really smart. Really an interesting take on that. The Deepgram people were really cool too. Kind of how that they take the sound, speech to text in games like Call of Duty and things like that, and then they kind of isolate like problem players. When it comes to bowling and things like that. I thought that was fascinating.
It was pretty cool.
His slides were funny though, because he was like, they were like over the top stuff that they showed, and like you didn't really need to show. it was like I found it funny. I'm like, oh, okay, that's a good thing to call somebody. Okay, and so I thought that was pretty cool. Deepgram was cool. Ben Ackland, that voice first spaceport thing he came up with. A lot of really cool things. Actually, my takeaway from that spaceport thing was amazing. His demo of interacting with like this spaceship and this unit, this computer called Elvin, and he could naturally speak to it. It was like, oh, hey, Alvin, I think I'm going to put it over here. No, I'm going to put it over here. And it understood what he meant. And voice hasn't gotten there yet. It's kind of like, oh, I said the wrong thing. I did not understand what you said. Please try again. But it wasn't that. It actually like took the fact that he said this and went a different route and took the content out of that and gave him the right response.
That's awesome.
The demo was fantastic.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So, I had to take off about 3:00. How did you stay any longer? Like, what time did you guys bounce out?
I think I stayed just a couple hours. My flight was a few hours after yours. So yeah, I stayed for a couple hours later. Just sit around talking.
Did anybody else show up?
No. It started just getting more little involved conversations. Tim that was there too. I forgot the company he's with out of Brooklyn. They did the nonfiction narratives for voice. Really cool company too. I had a great dialogue with him about like how audiobooks kind of capture one sense. If you could get involved with it a little bit more, like what would that look like? As an interactive space. So really cool conversations. Yeah, I thought it was cool. I had a good time. I presented a little bit on Fabella and talked about that and talked about the Bard's Tale, and it was a good experience. And I think once April comes around, this is a nice pregame for Project Voice. Now, Chris, how far away are you from Chattanooga? You got to be pretty close, right? I think I'm 2 hours away. I think I've never been to Chattanooga, so I don't know. I've only been here for 3 months, so I don't even know my way around too much yet.
I've been down the street,
been in Nashville a few times, and then so that's about it. But yeah, no, I do want to go down to Chattanooga. I'm excited about that event in May, the voice event.
What are the dates of that?
I think the dates are April 25th through 28th.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. So
Okay.
that's like right.
Yeah.
while I'm moving.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to be attending, so I'm super excited
Oh, awesome.
to actually
Yeah.
meet people.
Yeah, it's weird, right? Like I see these heads, and I had no idea how tall Nick was. I was like, oh, hey, and then it's just so funny because I see Nick here. I'm like, oh, you must be like 5'7". Yes, it's like 6 foot something.
Really? I would have expected Nick was some short little dude.
No, I'm
I did
6'3".
too.
I'm 6'3".
Yeah, I did not expect that. Did
We
I?
should, you know, what we should do is where our names are, put like our body dimensions: 6'3", 230
I
pounds.
don't know, man.
Just so
I'm a foot shorter than you.
you're 5'3", Emily.
I'm 5'3".
Oh, cool.
I'm like 5'7". So I'm
My
My
right
husband's
in the middle.
6'3" though.
Wow.
Oh,
Holy
yeah.
cow.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Nice. So there was another thing that happened today. So I get this buzz on my phone, and it's like the Parlor Walls hasn't tweeted in a while, and they just sent a tweet. Do you want to check it out? So I'm like, okay, cool. You know, I'll check it out. And it was he put on there that Catherine Prescott isn't going to be doing the Voice Brew newsletter anymore.
I saw that.
Yeah. So I
too
thought
bad.
that was pretty interesting. I wanted to bring that up. Chris, do you know anything about that? Have you heard about it?
I haven't heard about it. No.
It was sort of like she did it for about 3 or 4 years. Well, it's 2022, 3 years. Essentially, it was giving tips and how to use your device and all this other stuff and blah blah blah.
Oh.
And I think on a certain level, well, I always, I told Emily this today. I said, I think that, she recently, from what I know, she recently had a kid. So maybe that had something to do with it. I mean, these
Well,
things,
also the newsletter was going out every day, every weekday, like 5 days a week.
That's a
holy
So
shit.
That's a lot. Yeah.
so that's a
Now
lot
that's
of content
crazy.
to put out, and then you have to have a tip for Amazon and Google,
Yeah.
and then any other news or content. So it's I imagine it was a lot to manage.
Has-
I got burnt out from trying to do like a monthly newsletter.
Yeah.
This is exhausting. Yeah.
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 I mean, a daily thing, I couldn't even imagine that.
Yeah, I got it in my inbox for the last like couple months, and yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot. It's funny you bring that up because, we're starting to do YouTube shorts on every Monday, launching them. And I've got 9 here on my wall. And I'm thinking like, okay, cool. I've got nine shorts that I need to create. Perfect. That's 2.5 months. But then I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, dude, that's nothing. Like, what am I going to do after these 9 are up? Like,
Yeah, that's where I'm like that too with Poptail Weekly. I'm like, I'm running out of stuff. What am
Yeah.
I gonna
Yeah.
do?
Right.
yeah.
You could just do a whole series on Spaceballs. I mean, you could just do just a month coverage.
Just
Beginning to end.
Space Bones Weekly.
Just a weekly. It's /Poptail /
I just want to
Spaceballs.
say really quick. I want to say without saying because it's up. Chris is making cool stuff, and I'm excited.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
And that
And I was paid to say that.
Oh,
That-
good. Yeah. I'm later.
well, what's interesting, just like I told Chris, and I also told Tim, I said, hey, give me some social media posts. Let me put those out for you. Maybe somebody else from our channels will see it that's different. And there you go. We're all about spreading the wealth a little bit. So,
Yeah, no, for sure.
but tonight, being that we're coming up on the 20th minute and we've gone through all of our news in the 20th minute,
And
we
we've
are-
ironically cursed, which is great for tonight's topic.
which is kid skills. It's awesome. So I didn't pick a kid's skill. Liam and Emily did, but I do have a kid skill story that I want to tell you. So I created a skill back in the day called Sisei, which was a simple take on the original toy Sisei.
The
You pull
CSA,
the-
yeah.
Yeah, you pull the lever, the cow goes moo, and then you do it again.
You ever do that thing where you tap it, and if you tap it really lightly, like no one would notice, but you could make it like the cow says meow.
No.
I became like an expert at that. You had to just like nudge it slightly because it was a record
Oh,
in the toy, so you could like nudge it. Oh, it's great.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you what. I got a video from a guy whenever I was doing this. And he was like, look, my kid is severely autistic and he loves your skill. And he sent me like a 30-second video of his kid playing the skill and enjoying it.
Isn't that the coolest thing?
Oh, that's
And-
amazing.
It was awesome.
Yeah, I've
So-
had similar experiences with stuff that I built, and it's the most. if you've never made something, or maybe you've made something but you've never, it's hard to describe, but it's the most fulfilling thing when your skill or your game touches someone's life in that way.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I feel like we need to capitalize on that more
Yes.
in general, because
Yeah.
like people don't see that aspect of it.
No,
And I
it's
think
such
it's
an
so
amazing
important
feeling.
to highlight. Yeah.
I made
Yeah.
a game. So my claim to fame is that I've made the first ever audio platformer for the blind, kind of like Mario.
Oh,
And of course, because I'm apparently egocentric, it's called Super Liam. And that's okay. I laughed at myself too. But anyways, a friend of mine whose kid was like 5 used to like to watch him play games, and his dad was blind, so he liked to see what his dad was doing, and so he goes, "Hey, can you call my son for his birthday?" So the character actually called him for his birthday, and talk to him like he was the character from the game.
Oh, wow.
And it was like the coolest thing ever, because he's like, dude, you just made his day. Like, this is
sure.
like his
Aw.
favorite birthday ever.
That's
it's the
amazing.
little things,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah, it's
little-
something he won't forget either. I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like
Yep.
yeah, that's a big one. That's cool.
So the first skill we're going to talk about tonight is a Barbie. You can be anything, and this was something interesting that Emily pointed out. It's made by Sony Pictures Television.
Yeah. I was not expecting that.
Yeah,
That was,
so that
interesting.
Yeah,
They haven't
it's
made
kinda
a lot of
wild.
skills, have they? Because I know they didn't they? Who
They've
did
done Jeopardy. And
Did you guys hear
then...
they just took Trebek off Jeopardy?
Oh, really?
Apparently, it's not his voice anymore.
What are you talking about,
Oh.
guys?
Well-
Off,
Off the Jeopardy skill.
off the Jeopardy skill?
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, dude, you can't do that.
No.
I know. I
That's not
won't
right.
play it anymore.
Uh,
I can't. My girlfriend was like,
What are you
Liam,
talking about?
"Did you
We need to
hear they took?" I'm like, "Oh, that's horrible."
That
I
is
think-
horrible.
I kind of think we need to, I don't know, start a petition or something.
Bring back Alex.
Could you?
Uh,
Hey,
Well, I wonder if that's because he's like, because he passed away.
Yeah,
No,
maybe
but
it's
they
out of
left him.
respect.
They left him
Yeah,
up there for
could
like a
be.
year though. So I wonder if
Oh,
they needed
that's
other things
weird.
that had to be recorded.
Ah.
But
well, let me ask you this: do you think it will be inappropriate to, because Will is working to try to get Jeff Blankenberg on the show on the 3rd. I wonder if he would
Oh,
be
sweet.
thinking about that, like why they did that. And who's the new
Right.
voice? Is it Ken Jennings?
I
Is it-
haven't checked. I'm not sure, and I don't have it hooked up to the board.
I just think it would have been nice to just let it stay Alex Trebek.
I agree.
Yeah.
because
And
Yeah.
again, they may have had a logistical reason to do it,
Sure.
but
Right.
it is
Yeah.
unfortunate because it's like to me that's always going to be Jeopardy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course.
But again, they may have had to record some new prompts, and you can't exactly get them to do it. So
I think
Yeah.
Kevin Evans is in the chat. Kevin, what do you think about this? Do we keep Alex or don't we? Let's see if he types in his response.
I also know I want to know what Cole thinks too.
Cole, what do you think? All right, so let's open it up. Let's start it.
Yeah, this is important.
Open Barbie. Oh. Oh, hold on.
My friend, it's our help. The pet isn't feeling well, and it's our job to figure out the problem.
All right.
Let me tell you how you can help me. We need to determine the type of animal. I'll describe the pet, and you can help me guess the kind of animal. This pet is fairly small and fluffy. What kind of animal do you think it is?
A hedgehog.
A penguin.
A dog.
I wish that were correct. Here's a hint for you. This animal has a tail and whiskers. What is this animal?
My ex. Oh wait, I didn't say that. You
A
guys
pig.
didn't hear that. Oh, so it is. No.
It's the one thing I hate about using this Fire TV.
Yeah.
Mm.
Press it more than
I
once.
wish that was it. Here's a hint for you. When you pet this animal, it purrs a lot. What is the name?
A cat.
I think that's it. I think you got it.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm not going to accept it. It didn't
Is
stay
it-
lit long enough.
Good job.
Oh,
Oh, hey, hey,
Oh.
Hey.
sweet.
Yeah.
hey.
Listen for a heartbeat. Do you hear the heartbeat?
Yes.
Me too. I would like to get a better sound of the heartbeat. Let's keep listening.
He said keep
Do you hear the
Alex.
heartbeat?
Yep.
Yep.
Cole also wagged his tail.
No.
That means keep.
That was just a little test. Glad you got it right. I think I'm hearing something, but it's very quiet. Let's keep listening. Do you hear a heartbeat?
Yes.
Yeah, I can hear something.
Oxygen Box said it would have been cool if they used Alex Trebek for the voice of Barbie.
Yeah.
It is Barbie.
Yeah.
Sounds
Okay, I'll approve.
gum stuck in its hair. Poor thing. No wonder you're upset. Let's take a look at our options. We can use my pair of scissors.
Yes.
Or we can use the fur trimmer. Which one would work best here?
Butcher's knife.
That wasn't clear.
I would have much preferred Mr. Feeney
The
instead
pet
of
has
Barbie.
gum stuck in its hair. Poor thing.
Clippers.
A hammer.
Maybe the fur trimmer isn't the best way to go right now.
No.
Using the scissors is the best option right now.
Okay.
Let's use the scissors to trim the hair around the gum.
Why did you ask, right? I mean, why do you ask? You do your own thing anyway.
Why'd you ask?
Right.
You do all the things you want to do.
Let's see how we can help with this issue. We can use the fur trimmer or we can use the bandage. Which one do you want to pick?
I don't know. The fur trimmer? It said bandage. Fur trimmer?
That's what I would have picked too. Okay, the
Right.
trimmers are going to make noise, but don't worry, this is going to help.
Ow.
You hear the cat? It's like, "Ow."
Doesn't that feel a lot better? We solved our pet's issue, but they could really use a treat. We can give the cat a fish flavored cat treat, or we can give the cat a chicken flavored cat treat. Which should we use?
Chicken flavored.
A perfect snack for our patient. I have a treat just for our pet patient. I know they'll love this.
Ken's like, stay away from my hair, Barbie.
Oh no, not again. I just got hiccups. Do you ever get hiccups?
Yes.
Yes.
You have? Then you know how this feels. I never know what to do to get them to go away.
What if you said no?
They stopped. They're gone. That was great.
Now, see, this is
Animal
cool.
Feeling so
Yeah.
much better thanks to your careful
This is cool.
observations and smart
Actually, it kind of is.
No, my
Yeah.
friend, I'm gonna be so
Well,
happy.
What you're seeing on the screen, Liam,
Sorry for helping me.
Well, I'm not
Is-
seeing anything, but yeah.
is actual Barbie dolls
Oh, that's really cool.
set up like a veterinarian.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
And you get like a badge with a 1 out of 2, like,
Yeah.
progress.
Another animal needs our help. Do you want to help me?
No.
Gotcha.
And then they have other tracks too that you can do, which is pretty cool.
Sure.
Ooh.
Soccer player track.
Yeah.
Barbie for the win. Do you want to play soccer?
Barbie for the win.
Turn off. I
Me too.
I think-
Mom is always calling for my help. Let's talk when you get back, though. You're my favorite. Bye-bye.
I'm her
It's
favorite.
always got to have the last word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think overall it's good.
That is really
I
cool.
think so too. Yeah. I
Like
think it's done
that's-
really well. And I think it's set up well for like getting people back on track.
Yeah.
and just like taking them through the experience. And I think that's really cool.
Especially kids.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Especially, I have to imagine voice stuff is very difficult for kids.
And I like the voice actress too.
Yes.
I think she does a really good job.
She
Yeah, that was
does.
right on. And you couldn't do the Alexa voice. You couldn't do any of the
No.
different.
Do you
Exactly.
think I should use clippers or
Yeah.
a hammer?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a lot cheaper of a build, but yeah, no. it
Oh
would-
yeah, for sure.
You need
Not-
that energy.
Oh, for sure. It's gotta be. Hey.
I've always been a big proponent of actually having voice actors and actresses. Like I feel like you have to.
It just
Yeah.
it feels better, doesn't it? Yeah,
It does. It's way more natural.
You know what's
Yeah.
a good show? It came out one season. It's a Barbie show. It's called Barbie Life in the Dream House. My kids
Oh.
watch it a good bit. And the show's kind of funny because it kind of parodies itself because Barbie is actually a Barbie doll. She's not like a woman.
Oh,
And but everybody's Barbie dolls in there, you know? And like Ken's trying to like do his hair, but his hair is like plastic. So it's not like he can do his hair.
Right.
So it's kind of funny, and there's one episode where her friend comes. Her friend's name's Midge or Marge or something, but she's in black and white because it was Barbie's first friend
Oh, funny.
back in
my
like
gosh.
the 50s.
It's
Oh
awesome.
So
my
then
gosh.
she gets colorized. So, she's like, she gets colorized and she's got like normal tones and stuff. But there's a lot of like kind of like adult themed overtones. But it's definitely a kid show. It's just something that like adults could get a kick out of because there's some adult jokes in there.
I
But
love
there's-
stuff like
yeah.
that.
Oh yeah, gotta do
It's-
that.
But it only lasted one season.
That's
So-
too bad.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, maybe we'll bring it back for you.
Kevin again said had a decent age range target as well for kids. Could see that for ages 4 to 14ish.
Maybe 14 might
Yes.
be high.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely a good age range there. They're casting with a wide net. The next one we want to take a look at is Blue's Clues.
Blue's Clues and you, and I am proud to
And-
say I enjoy this
You
stuff.
love those. That's fantastic. Yeah. They even
Yes,
did
I
when
like
they did
Blues.
did you guys see the Macy's the Thanksgiving parade and they had the Blues Clues thing? And
And they had all three of them?
Yeah, the
All three?
old Steve was on there.
Yeah.
And
They had
It was like, what if they made a movie where they had like all three Peter Parkers in it?
for sure. Yeah, it was awesome. It was like a crossover
Oh.
episode. It was like awesome. Yeah.
We have a request to turn up the device,
Device
audio.
audio?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try. I think I have it cranked. I do have it cranked. Essentially, what I do is I don't worry about it.
We
We're
have to
gonna
get Nick into the 21st century so he can like pipe his audio straight in.
Yeah. I could say one thing about the Barbie thing is I mean, look, I know, and the whole display thing is so big right now. I mean, we were kind of looking at the same image throughout that whole process with the arrows, like the
Yeah.
choices. It was kind of that the whole time. And I'm not saying that you need to build something for every frame or every scene, but it could have been like, here's the cat with the hair, with
Chunk
the,
of hair.
The gum in the hair.
Yeah. Here's,
Yeah.
okay,
No,
so
I think
you know.
that's a good point.
and it wouldn't
Yeah.
have been taking that much to build out those visuals, and I think
Right.
it definitely added a ton. But 1,900 reviews, hey, I shouldn't really.
Yeah. like- Alexa, open Blue's Clues.
Have you seen my dog? She's looking for you too.
I remember having this intro. Oh, it must have a video intro or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Man, this is sensory overload.
I played this on a speaker, so it was a little different.
That was awesome.
That's good. Good intro.
Yeah.
You're here. You are just who we were hoping to play with. Right, Blue?
Nick is here.
Talk so Blue and I can hear you. Okay, ready? Say hi to Blue.
Hi, Blue.
Nice.
What did he say? Bye
You are
bye.
really good at this. Each me and Blue will take about 10 minutes. You know, I was just about to read a story to Blue because we're having story time.
I love story time.
Want to have story time with us?
Yes.
It sounds like there are animals, like pigs and cows. When do we usually see pigs and cows? The farm or the city?
The farm.
Yeah, Blue's at the farm.
I thought you got a text message from it there.
We can too. Whoa, so good to be back at the farm. A-I-E-I-O. Ooh, listen. This pig has Blue's paw print on it. It's our first clue. You know what we need? Our handy dandy
Notebook, Nick.
I was waiting for him.
No, he was waiting for
This is
you.
every- what?
We'll draw a big round body. And
See,
These
that's what I love about this skill. It's like an episode, but it's like
fit
you're actually
a pig.
interacting with it.
Yeah, and the visuals are great. They're just drawings of the
There you are,
things. and
Blue.
Every scene's got its own element. It's pretty
You
cool.
really need to listen and look for more Blue's Clues. Come on. Bow, 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 bow. Blues could do, we can too.
That beginning, they sold me on it there.
Yeah.
Where do you want to look for our next clue? In the garden or near the toy box? You can also tap
The toy box.
Oh, cool.
Let's look near the toy box. Come on.
You can tap stuff on the screen
Oh, you
too.
can.
Yeah, he was saying
Oh,
that,
is
and
that-
then Nick cut him off. He's like, you can
Yeah.
also tap.
Blue's
That's really cool.
Very cool. Yeah. That touch event stuff. I'm having
See, I didn't know that because I played this on a regular speaker. But I will tell you, on a regular speaker, it's still fully featured.
Awesome.
Oh wow.
So they did an amazing job adapting it.
Yeah.
But what is it? Let's listen to the sound that.
It's a wolf.
Yeah, a wolf.
So it-
We need to put this clue in our handy dandy.
Notebook.
No, well, the clue is on something really heavy and red. Listen. Huh.
Piece of chalk.
The thinking chair. The thinking chair.
Oh, that's what it is?
Ooh.
Oh, come on, man. Come on, man.
You broke Blue's Clues.
The thinking chair.
Hmm.
Oh, bricks.
Oh, I'm
Of
sorry.
course. They're on bricks.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. I'm
Come
sorry.
on, Nick. You got a pig, a wolf, and bricks. You know what story this is. It's Mary Poppins.
Like rocks.
Should have been obvious.
So,
Yeah.
Turn off.
oh, okay. Thanks again for all your.
Whoa, that was almost like a. Oh, okay.
Anytime you want. And be sure to catch more Blues Clues and You on Nickelodeon.
Wow.
Bye-bye.
All right. What did you guys think about that?
I want to go play now.
That was cool. Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, that was fantastic.
Yeah.
And Liam said that I'm sure it's a different track on the audio only advice.
Yeah,
Sure.
it's done a little bit differently,
Yeah.
but it's done. So they do a lot more listening puzzles
Sure.
Mhm.
where there's a lot more name the sound and like it's
Oh.
the way that they did that is amazing.
Yeah, that's seamless.
Wow.
Yeah, it really truly is.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, so the visual, just so you know, Liam, we had like a grayed out, like blurry wolf, and then it's like, okay, what is this animal? So
Yeah.
then we picked it. But yeah,
That is
I-
so cool.
I thought it was cool. I thought that, like, from the beginning, like, those kind of things get me pumped. I used to love video games in the early 90s,
When
especially
you had the
like,
cool intro.
yes, especially like Sega CD,
oh, yeah.
Oh my
3DO,
gosh, yes. PlayStation especially, that's where they really started pushing the full like FMV stuff.
Yeah. Whenever you got to a position where you had a video that was
It's
explaining
awesome.
to you and like making it feel like a movie, like you're part of it, that was awesome.
Oh,
Yeah, Sega CD it was that, right? It was like this, all of a sudden you're in the clip, you know.
Oh my
and you're, like,
gosh,
this
yeah.
cutscene, you're like, oh man, this happened, you know. Die Hard was another one that did that, the
Yep.
original Die Hard game, where it was like, now something's happening, and like, oh, now I'm gonna play, now I'm jump right in it. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, it was good. I love that. I love that about video games. That's one of the reasons why, you know, I was able to play the Bard's Tale as long as I did because of the fact that the backgrounds changed and all that other stuff. Philip Baker wants to know, when's your next crazy party?
Don't know, Philip.
Next
Good
week?
question. Probably next week. Yeah. So as you can tell, we have a few people watching from my channel. Hi, all you guys. And this is a little different than what you're used to, but this is a weekly show all about audio first technology, voice first technology.
Voice first stuff.
Voice
So with that being said, we are coming up on 46 minutes. Like to keep it at about the 46-minute mark. Final thoughts, Emily, you got anything to pass?
I guess if you have a skill or action that you want to submit for review, go to our website, voicespark.live.
Yep.
And and you can nominate skills too and actions.
Yep. Feel free to. Chris, what do you think?
Oh, awesome. I mean, first of all, these kids games are fantastic. And I'm watching these major companies put money and sink into development into these. That's just a really good sign that there's so much potential here still. There's so much room to grow. And I see these things, I just get inspired. Like, oh, okay, cool. This is really coming around. People
Like, I can do that. Yeah. That's a good kind of inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
Liam, final thoughts.
No, I've really had a fun time. I'll miss you guys next week, but please make sure that you tune into Space Bones Weekly next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern.
And next week we're taking the week off, but after that we'll be back February 3rd. And February 3rd we will have hopefully have the Chief Technical Evangelist for Amazon Alexa, Jeff Blankenberg, on our show.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
Yep.
Sweet.
So there is a possibility that's happening.
Oh, if we could do that, that'd be cool.
Yeah, it'd be real cool. I'd love to have you on with him, Liam, because I think that's gonna, definitely tie up some loose ends. You know.
I'd love to meet him. I think it would be a pleasure.
Okay, cool. So with that being said, is everybody ready for the outro?
Yeah.